Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick unpackaging. It is about 1:41 a.m. Wednesday morning, day after Snowmageddon number 4 in Oregon. Is it 4 already? I would say technically this is Snowmageddon 2, because the other snowstorms were not as crippling as this one. Anyways, I'm going to try to make it to work tomorrow. We'll see. I don't live too far from the transit center, but even if I walk out there, who's to say the trains are running? So, I probably will be checking with TriMet. Chances are they are going to be running. Unless it's still snowing, then probably not. But I'm so short on my PTO bank that I will try to make it to work anyways. So, anyway, I have a really brief unboxing. It's not even an unboxing. It's an de-enveloping. Some of you might be familiar. I didn't realize I had this. I grabbed this out of my mail last week. It looked like junk mail. Good thing I didn't throw it out. But I've been checking for it, and anyways, without further ado, I got Base Mutiny. It is the $1 Kickstarter. Technically, it's a $2 Kickstarter because it is $1 postage. Got the instructions for play back here, and then tokens, and it got warped because I had it like buried under my junk mail. So let's break it up. It looks like it's plastic. I don't remember it being like that. It is plastic. It's the thickness of thick cardstock. Maybe thin cardstock, but since it's plastic, it's much sturdier. We have the space station and the 4 sectors, I guess, quadrants, the different areas. It's been such a long time. I just thought, I'll throw my money at it. I was feeling like I wanted to back something, and this is like a no-brainer. People are saying it's a great game for what it is, and I'll trust them. You got a key here, or a legend. You have your tokens. Was it Telepath, Space Worm, Parasite, Blob, Cyborg, and Humans. And then you have these white things. Couldn't tell you what they were. And then there's a shield token here. But that's pretty much it. And let's see. I forget if this is solo play only or what. Nope. Okay, it's 2-player. Because you have the black player and white player. So, anyway, I guess that's why it's a space-based mutiny. You're on the same space station as player 2 or player 1, whichever you are, depending on who you are. And then someone is trying to take over the space station. So, yeah. And it's designed here. 1 second. It's all designed to fit inside a sandwich bag. And it does, right? So, you do this. What's that? I guess this is a summary of actions you can do. These are the rules, the full game rules. And I gotta say, this will fit pretty much flat in there, but I've already been using Ziploc bags for my games. And I tell you what, you don't want to do it unless the game is really sturdy, of course, because there's no structure to the bag. Even if you had the pleated bottoms, things will get somewhat ruined. I've nearly ruined some of my instruction books for some of my games, but you know, you just learn how they play, keep the books for reference, and pretty much everything else you can look up online, or you can download the PDF, and then you'll have a copy on your phone or your tablet or your computer, whatever you use. I don't have. I mean, I have a laptop, but that's my media server, and it barely does that okay. But I've had a few games, like I have my whatchamacallit, Pandemic the Cure. I've got that in a bag. So it's been bagged and then also stuffed in a fake book for style, I guess. I got a on Michael's, people who know with the Michael's store, craft store. A couple times a year they'll have a 50% off storage deal, and I got some nice looking fake boxes, or they're real boxes, but they look like books. Let me see if I have one handy. You may have seen in a previous gameplay video. Here. So, took cork tape, which I found at Joann's Fabrics, actually, I believe. And you can find it pretty much in any craft store, I think, but at the time, I've been to a few craft stores, and I just happened to see this at Joann's Fabric, and hadn't seen it anywhere else. And you can see that's the Duck brand for duct tape, and it works pretty good as padding. And it's not the best though. You don't get the greatest effect. I'll say why in a minute. But this is the container I have. One of them. It's a small one, and I got it for like $4 or something. It's actually they have a smaller size, but it's not big enough to contain even a deck of cards. So I ended up with this one. And so it's a hollow book looking thing. I lined it with the cork tape, and I use it as a dice tray. But the thing is the cork does such a great job that you throw the dice in there, and unless you throw it really hard, whatever is face down or whatever is face up, when it hits the cork, it just stops right there. So all the rolling you need to do in your hand, like shake it up real good, and throw it. If you just drop it in the tray, they'll just stop. So if you barely roll it, they'll barely move. If you throw it really hard, even if you throw it super hard, they'll barely bounce. Sometimes I've gotten some to bounce out. You really want to be intentional about that. But anyways, these are magnetic. I don't know, like with magnetic strips or something. It's got a magnet here and one down here, and then this underneath here is I can feel there's either a piece of metal or another matching magnet. You can hear it click, right? So anyway, I have a bigger one of these, and I've stuffed both Rise of Augustus and Pandemic the Cure into the larger one of these. This again is the dice tray, and then in another one I have Boss Monster 1 and 2 in the other one. So yeah, so this is Base Mutiny, and I've almost spent 10 minutes talking, and so it is now no longer a super short video. So I'm going to stop here, and maybe if I'm stuck at home, like I said, I'm going to try to make it out at least to the transit center. I'm not looking forward to walking over there. Also, you know, it's like almost 2 a.m. and I got to get up at 6 on a normal time. I'll probably have to get up a little bit earlier if I'm going to be walking out in the snow. Chances are I probably won't go to work tomorrow. or today. But like I said, I'm really low on my paid time off bank of hours. I have enough for like 2 days. So, and 3 days left in the week. I really do not want to have any unpaid days. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Mother Nature really put me in a bind here. Put a lot of us in a bind. But luckily, I don't live too far from the transit center, and so yeah, there's that. So maybe I'll take some video and I'll share it with you guys. But you know, like I've said before, I make these videos for my friends, so you all know, my local friends, you all know that what it's like. And I think we got about 3 or 4 inches where I live, just because of, you know, it's mostly pavement. So it was, I don't know, I guess it takes longer to freeze on the pavement, or it just holds its temperature better. So if it started out warm, it's going to take a little bit to cool off. In any case, I've been out there a couple times taking out the trash and stuff, and like last time I stepped out was like maybe 2 hours ago, and it was, well, no, maybe 4 hours ago. So I'm guessing it's not going to be more than 3 inches in the pavement. And the grass might be a little bit deeper, or it might seem deeper, right? Because the snow is sitting on top of the blades of grass and whatnot. But my friends all around are showing 4 to 8 inches. One friend, I'm not sure where he lives. I think in Portland, someplace, and he got about 7.5 inches at about 11 o'clock last night, or yesterday, or tonight, however you want to look at it. But just eyeballing it, walking around in the parking lot of my complex, was more than an inch. That was at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And then I peeked out around 12:30, and it was still snowing. The flakes were not as big as earlier today, but it was still snowing pretty good. And I might go out and check on my truck and maybe wipe the snow off the windshield and whatnot. You know, but I don't have any chains, is the thing. I mean, I do, but I don't know if they fit my new tires. And even if they do, one of the chains is not, they're kind of cheap chains. You know, they're not those, they're like cables, right? And so, one of the links broke and it got a little rusty. So, I wouldn't trust them driving around, you know, like on the highway or anything like that. I am just basically cutting through parking lots and crossing streets. And then I have one street that I park on. So, yeah. I'm basically going to try out the 4-wheel drive, and I'm going to drive out as far as the street my complex is on. And it's pretty wide and lots of parking along the curb. So if the 4-wheel drive won't take me down the street, then I'll just park it and walk back to my place. Yeah, but it's not looking like, I might even step outside tonight before I go to bed and just take a brief look around. It's not looking like I'll be going anywhere. So so you guys might be seeing, in the next couple days, you might be seeing some gameplay videos of different things. I just got my own copy of the Lord of the Rings LCG, and I played 2 of the base decks. I played the classic one, right, from those guys from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Thalen and Gimli and Legolas. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not an uber nerd. I just know the characters from the movies, even though I've read the books. Um, but I played that and I lost, and then I played the elves or the high elves or whatever. I don't know where they're Liv Tyler's band. The green guys, scholars or whatever. They're a bunch of healers, so it was easy. I was healing my guys, and they had a lot of willpower, so I just ripped through the quest cards and won that in like 4 rounds. I don't know if I played it 100% correctly, but just the way it is, I played enough rounds of the first deck, and lost that. And I thought I was playing it pretty efficiently. I think I just ran out of time with the threat counter got too high. I forget what the topmost number is, or the maximum is, but I just sort of guessed. I already hit 44, and I was nowhere near completing the first quest. And with the elves, I completed the first quest in 2 rounds. Second quest, second part in 1 round, because it only required 2. And then the last one I completed in 2 or 3, because it required 10. You got 5 right off the bat, 5 progress tokens. I got 3 the next time around, and then another 2, and that was it. So, yeah. I mean, so I guess it wasn't like 4 rounds or whatever, but it felt like 4 rounds. The other one felt like it was forever, and I wasn't making any progress at all, even though I was killing monsters left and right. It just was not working out. So, anyways, I guess I could go on and on. Now, the reason why I didn't unbox this, though, one last thing, I didn't unbox it because I unboxed new stuff, and I bought this used. So, I mean, I guess that I don't unbox brand new things, but this is definitely, I mean, this isn't a game that I bought and then didn't really look at it. I guess I could show you what's inside, but that'll be another time. I'm tired, and I'm gonna peek outside and see how bad the snow is, if it's still snowing, and think about, gosh, maybe I only have to miss half a day of work. I don't know. Well, if I'm gonna miss half a day, I might as well miss the whole day, because it's gonna be awful riding the Max, riding the train, and then like waiting for it, and then maybe the lines will freeze, and then I won't be able to get home or something. So, give Portland a day to recover. Of course, all that snow will be packed down, and it'll be iced over. I looked at the forecast before it started snowing, and it was like, it's warmer in the afternoons, so everything will melt part way, and then it's going to be well below freezing overnight, and it'll be icy the next day. So, and there'll be layers upon layers of ice, because it's the next 4 or 5 days is going to be like that. Warm up to like the high 30s, and then by nightfall, down to like 12, 13 degrees. Well, no, not that low. Like 17 degrees, but still below freezing. So, yeah. Okay, good night, guys. I will see you next time, probably with a gameplay video of the Base Mutiny. And maybe Lord of the Rings, I don't know. There's plenty of those on YouTube. You don't need me to play it 90% correctly. I'm not going to get 100%. Unless I have someone else checking on me. So, my roommate doesn't play, and I'm a little, well, those of you who know, you know, but he's not a gamer, so not a board gamer. So I'll be doing a lot of this stuff by myself. 20 minutes on the video. I'll stop here for sure. Good night, guys.